best for you. So yeah, we've been here before. I'm very happy to be again among this fabulous SaaStock community. Been on the first in 2016, so I'm really excited to be here again and able to talk to you about SaaS, about how we do, and probably give you some good insights. Okay, so a little bit about me. I am a CMO at Landingi. We have a marketing platform for businesses, marketers, and agencies. They can create pages, pop, and conversion funnels really fast without any coding required. Originally, I was a designer. I'm with Landingi since the very beginning, so my background is design. Right now, I'm responsible for making as many people as possible to use Landingi. Okay, so for today's meeting, I've prepared this short agenda. So first, I would like to tell you a little bit more about some key metrics follow SaaS businesses. Tell you about how to evaluate which markets are the best one for you. After that, I'll spice it up a little bit and tell you how you can tweak even more and squeeze the most of your conversion funnels, marketing, and sales. Okay, let's start with the metrics. So the first metric I'd like to introduce to you, probably you all know it, but let's make it, is lifetime value. All right, so the average value to get from each customer, from average customer, during the time they spend with your product as a customer. So I believe most familiar with this metric. So the next one is CAC, customer acquisition cost, which is average cost acquiring a new customer. You take all your marketing spendings and divide it by number of customers, so you can check what is the average cost for acquiring a new customer. So for example, let's say if you spend $500 to get 10 customers, then your CAC will be $50, right? But the base metrics, and question, how do you measure effectiveness of your marketing action? So you take the value metric and divide it by CAC. And how do you interpret the results of this equation? So if the result is, it means that you lose money. It means that all you earn from your customers, you spend on marketing. So of course there are other costs for running your business, running your SaaS. So you just benchmark, and the great business model is this means that you are on the right track, and you should stick to this value to perform the best marketing and sustain your growth. But what's the tricky here? If the result is or more, this means that your market is invested. This means that you could get more money to get more customers. You should keep that in mind and trying to figure out what your lifetime value to CAC is. For example, we had the CAC before. Let's say lifetime value is $180. So this gives you 3.6, which is a good benchmark. All right, let's move to the second and think about how we consider global, how to global. So I think let's make an assumption. Let's make an assumption English is global. We know that more than 2 billion people in the world speak English. It makes English speaking countries, or it's not only native speaking target market, and you should touch only the US, Canada, UK, Australia, which is obvious, but also other countries all around the world. Of course, 1% people speaks English in those countries, but some of them do, and you should keep that in mind when thinking about who your customer is. Probably use channel in your market. But to get the fastest results, we should consider ads as the channel that bring us very quick, because you just put the money in and you've got immediately results. So this is something we will focus during this presentation, and we will try to evaluate the markets that we want to target with the paid ads, with paid. So let's take an example for this test. So on the top, we paid ad, some lands on the landing page, ups to your product or platform, and then becomes your customer. Okay, so this is the basic, the really simple funnel, but good for this experiment. Besides this, you need to know all metrics on each step of this funnel. So let's say you've got 100 clicks per ad, by $100 cost per click. So 500 people landed on your landing page. On this landing page, you've got 20% conversion rate. So 100 people, 100 visitors signed up to your product, and 10% of them became your customers. So 10 customers. And again, the CAC here is 5 visitors that costs you $1, gives you a CAC around $50. Now let's move to the markets. So how do you evaluate which markets work best for you? So the test will use ads, as I said before. What you need to do, release the ads. So probably are targeting Poland or your native local country, plus US, maybe Canada, UK. What you do is to try the ads for the entire globe, or countries that you probably checked that are visiting your website, your product, your platform, but you should check work for you. So to do that, you need to get metrics that you need to get in order to calculate all the other metrics and decide upon them. Take a look at this chart for a moment. So the data, I mean, track that your landing page, how many people signed up, how many of them became customers. Basically, you can calculate your traffic to trial and trial to paid conversion rate, right? At the LTV for this market. And these are the results for the market. Compare market, we can clearly see that the values vary. And to be specific, comparing these two metrics, so conversion rate from visitors to trial and from trial to paid, they vary significantly. And how does it work for you when thinking about your? Let's take a look at the USA for the beginning. So say you wanted to get 3,000 clicks on your ad from this particular country. These metrics like CPC, conversion rate, vary for market. Let's take a look at the. You get customers and $3,600. So is $240. Now, UK, the same amount of on your ad that costs less, the conversion rates are better. So you finish with 24 customers, cost you nearly $50. So the CAC here, $60. Now let's compare the result of these two markets. So the spendings, US, $3,600, nearly $100. Customers from the US market, you've got 15, from the UK, 24. The CAC, 4 times bigger in the US than in lifetime value. You can see here, it doesn't that much. So calculating lifetime value, you clearly see that the US is on a very opposite level of this metric. But in the UK market, it's nearly 12. So it's highly underinvested market when you consider marketing spendings. So what you should do here is increase your CAC. So being more aggressive on this market, try to touch different keywords, more phrases, and maybe different topic, really being more aggressive. So you can easily spend more on a single customer. This is one thing you can do. The other thing is you can expand your budget. So let's like to spend the same amount as you've spent on the US market. Tricks, if you work on this, gives you customers. So much market, which increases your lifetime value to CAC, but it's still underinvested. So as you can clearly see here, taking different metrics for different countries and testing it really fast with ad that gives you results immediately, you can easily determine which markets are the best one for you and which markets are about to tweak, to optimize, to get you even more customers within the same budget. So keep that in mind. Now I would like to tell you how to the results even more. Okay, so besides that, you can split marketing budget different countries with different metrics. I highly recommend to test whether website or your landing page works best for you. Okay, so yep, this is the landing page that we use for the test. As you can clearly see, we've got high volume of traffic for both of these pages, our website and our landing page. Of course, it's also traffic from different sources, not only the ads. So we've got SEO, social media, marketing, so every channel that we use. But the results are spectacular for us. So the landing page converted more than twice better than our regular website. This is because the landing page is focused only on one action. You can't see any navigation links, any other stuff or offers, templates. You just see a landing page with one single goal, and this can boost your conversion rate. So I highly recommend when you're using ads to use landing page to get the best results. And this is not the only good part of using landing pages, because you can always watch budgets, spendings, but what you can also improve is your conversion rates, because landing page is very flexible web or a page which is easily modified and easily tested and optimized for better results. So let's take a look at this funnel again. So we've got 500 clicks on ads, all these conversions. And let's assume that you made a test on your landing page and you've improved the conversion rate from 20% to 25%. So automatically, it gives you more signups for the same amount of visitors on your landing page. And even keeping the same conversion rate from trial to paid or from sign to paid, you get 2 or 3 customers within the same amount of people given to your page and within the same cost. So it's a highly effective method to improve your result and squeeze the most out of your marketing funnels. And you may ask, use landing for only for making sense to your product? No, it's very flexible, so you can a desired action and the result you would like to get and achieve landing page. So I will show you a few examples of landing pages and how you can use them to get your customers. First, as we are here at the webinar, you can use landing pages for generating of attention of your landing page. So it's very flexible, it shows every detail of such a meeting, and it maximizes conversion rate. The next one is you can present your popular guys running your SaaS businesses. You can create this landing, your offer, the value, tell your customers how you solve the problem, put the web on such a page, generate lead, potentially very interested in what you have to offer them. You can use the landing page as a click-through. So generating leads is not the only way of using this kind of page. As I've shown you before, the sign-up page, it gives you the value coming from signing up, and it directs you to other page to perform the sign-up. So this is another way of using such a page. You can build this landing page. So creating value for your visitors, for your audience, just for signing up and filling out the form, you can give something to them. For example, a coupon code, you can offer them a discount or a free sample, whatever you want to boost the conversion rate and make your visitor triggered to fill out the form. Next, very popular solution for landing pages is e-commerce. So many times, e-store framework sites or stores are not flexible enough to present your offer or products beautifully. Landing page is very handy here because it's flexible and you can show your products to your clients in a very beautiful way. So it's recommended. Most of the time, the transaction can even finish on the landing page. You've got the paid and close transaction on the landing page. An alternative would be to move to the page on your e-commerce. Another use case for landing pages is recruitment. So if you would like to expand your team, get new people, it's a good way to collect new people interested in what you do. You can also use landing pages for this purpose. Example of using landing pages is distribution of your white papers, your content. You can easily create many landing pages on the framework for different books, different content, and you can lead with this kind of page. Another use case is coming soon. It is very popular among SaaS owners, marketers, to launch different offers, different products. Landing page can be easily used for this purpose. So we can add a counter when your product launches, when your offer launches, and you can build interest upon the landing page. Someone can join to be notified when you start. And the last one, maybe not that popular these days, but still sometimes we can even meet in person. Hopefully it will change in the near future. Event sign up. So the same as the webinar, but a real event, physical event you can join, so you can present the agenda, who will be the speaker, register attendees with a web form. Okay, so I've got a couple of ways to do after this presentation. So first, release your ads. Release your ads for different markets. This is the first step. Which countries are best for you? Second, you should measure your funnel. You should know key metric for all of your countries, all of your markets, to determine which one are the best, are underutilized, or which are not efficient for you. So keep that in mind. After that, you can pick the most promising markets and try to explore them even further, even more, to get the best out of it. Yeah? You should run a campaign with dedicated CPC and budget, of course, dedicated landing page. Number 5, keep tracking, optimizing, and iterating. Never stop because it changes. CPC stages for different markets, different or quarters. So keep that in mind. And number 6, you should be always using landing pages instead of your website. When there is a dedicated action, you want your users to perform the desired action, landing page will always work better for you. Thank you for listening. And if you have questions, I can now answer them.
Oh yeah, we have a couple of questions. I was just waiting for your copy on creatives to get on stage so you can show us this UK, US ads, because there could be a lot of factors actually kind of influencing that. But we have a couple of questions and we still have a few minutes to do that. So just let me read them out loud. The first question actually comes from Michał Jackowski. He's just curious if in the last 6 months have you bought a SaaS product subscription because of an ad?
Can you precise the question? I mean, are you asking about?
Have you seen? Have you seen any SaaS ad that made you buy that subscription? I think that's what Michał was asking about.
Yeah, of course. Software and technology. So we in this profile customer is one of our top or industry or group that so definitely yes.
Right. Okay. Oh, that was a question to me about recording, but then it's a question from Alexandra. Question here: what about influencing the decision of choosing this or another market? Do you consider something else in addition to spending conversion, like strong local competition, brand recognition, and so on? Because we were talking about ads, but maybe you have some more insights on that.
Yeah. So definitely you should always look at the metrics like value and customer acquisition cost. Always value for different countries. For example, countries like India or could have a decent life to ratio, but the life metric itself will be significantly low. So it's also measure for ARPA to figure out on which markets you got the most promising customers. So these metrics are good to follow. Plus, you should measure effectiveness of channel regarding how much you spend on this channel and how much life value you get from this channel. So not only paid ads, but also SEO, social media, marketing. This is like another dimension, not only the country, but persona or the plan that your customers buy. You can mix factors and try to figure out which specific deeper target audience works best for you.
Yeah, okay. We have just 2 questions, so just please like 1-2 sentences of your answer now. So do you have any recommendations regarding people using Brave and ad blockers, hence blocking different types of ads?
Okay, so I think it's hard to obey these obstacles, but you should always diversify your marketing channels, not only based on one, but try to get customers and traffic from different channels. For a long-term perspective and strategy, I recommend organic channels, so affiliate channel.
Right, the next one, just two more. If English is global, do any other languages are worth considering in regards of user language and service language, like Chinese, Spanish, German? Do you have any experience with that?
Yeah, definitely. We've got one at our market. Four languages, so Polish, English, Portuguese, and Russian. But to keep in mind that it doesn't end on marketing level. You have good enough support for customers that land on your product, in your product. So this is important. Plus, sometimes the payments can be troublemaker for development team, because each country has its local currency and payment system, and could be also a challenge to get that covered.
Yeah, okay, that's the very last question now. Do you have different pricings for the same product on different markets, countries? Have you seen this strategy, SaaS products? And Andrzej is just writing that if I know it's illegal in EU. So do you have any insights on that? Are you doing this in Landingi? Have you seen something like this being done by someone else in a SaaS industry?
Yeah, I've seen this I've seen this done by one of the software provider. I want to name it right now, but it was annoying. Based in Poland, and I had to purchase this software in euro. The fact that in US dollars it was somehow cheaper, but I had to pay in this currency because of my location. At Landingi, we have in different currencies: US dollar, Polish zloty, and euro. But the level of prices are the same. So can provide more currencies. It could make product more local and accessible. But I think this should be on the
right. Well, okay, because we're just running out of time now, and we're gonna have the next speaker coming. So yeah, sorry. So we can just continue with the conversation on chat. That would be lovely. So thank you very much for presentation. I really hope that Błażej will get well very soon. Thanks a lot. And let me introduce another speaker to you, who is Kristina Ruman Fischer from SaaStock. She's a marketing manager at SaaStock, and she's gonna talk to us about how reviews help them in their everyday growth and what they learned from getting more than 1,000 reviews. So I think it's a really, really cool topic. So Andrzej, I'm just taking it all off from you now. And just doing this with Kristina. Guys, I'm super, super pumped to see you all engaged in the session, and I really hope it's gonna stay like that. Oh, Kristina, here you are. So presenter mode on. Should be working in a moment. Yeah, here she is.
Can you hear me?
We can't hear you. We can't see you yet.
Okay, here I am.
Hello. Hi, you okay?
Hello, guys. Okay, great.
Yeah, can you share a screen with us?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to listening more about this. Well, more than 1,000 reviews. How have you done it? Some SaaS companies can't really get more than 10.
Awesome. We are working hard.
Yeah, so now I think everyone after the session will be just heading to their own, Capterra, G2, or Trust Radius sites. Like, what am I doing wrong? So maybe you will tell them what they were doing wrong. So yeah, you can share it. Do you have your presentation here?
Yeah. Okay, can you see it?
We can see it. So okay, so I'm just muting myself, stopping video, and that's all over to you now.
Okay, so thank you very much for your nice introduction, Kinga. So dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my presentation. So as Kinga mentioned, I will walk you through the topic on how we collect more than 1,000 reviews and how this helped us. So in the first part, I will share with you more theoretical stuff about trust. And in the second part, I am going to share with you more practical tips and tricks. So my name is Kristina, and I am B2B digital marketer from CloudTalk. In CloudTalk, we are developing phone software which helps small and medium businesses set up and run a virtual phone system from all around the world. And typically, our software is used in sales team for outbound calls and in customer service for inbound calls. But now let me jump into my presentation. So let me take you 40 or 50 years back into communistic era in Central Europe. Some of you probably remember this time, some of you might not. I personally don't remember this time when there was a huge shortage of many products, and you actually needed to wait in the queue for a couple of minutes or hours to find out if you can actually buy product you wanted. It's really sad. At this time, I would be probably unemployed because marketing was not that important for companies, obviously. Now, let me take you, let's say, to the year 2000. The situation is very different right now. There are enough products in the grocery stores, competition is growing, and marketing is getting more important for companies. However, the buying process was still not too complicated, as you can see in this model. This model consists of 3 steps. The first step was stimulus. Let's say you saw some TV advertisement for a super cool t-shirt. The second step here was you actually went to the store to buy this super cool t-shirt. And the last step here in this model was your actual experience with this t-shirt. Okay, and if we move to 2012, we can see that the model has slightly changed. It is because the internet has changed how we decide what we actually buy. So as you can see, there is this extra step we call 0 moment of truth. This means that whether you are buying car, phone, holiday, or even software, we are doing complex research before purchasing something. So for instance, we are searching for some customer stories, we are reading reviews, or we are watching product videos. So this is how this process changed with the internet. And now let's take a closer look at the buying process in the B2B field. In this picture, you can see how the marketing technology landscape has changed in almost 10 years. In 2011, you can see there were only 150 MarTech software in the market. And last year, in 2019, there were more than 70,000. So from this simple graphic, it is very obvious that this excess choice makes it very difficult for us customers to actually choose the right software. And here are also some very interesting numbers connected to B2B buying process. So as you can see, 85% of B2B vendors believe they are open and honest about their product limitations. But on the other side, only 37 of buyers agree that the vendors are honest about their product. And just 23 of buyers said that their vendor was highly influential in the purchasing decision. So as you can see, these statistics underline this balance between what vendors on one hand and on the other hand customers think. So from these last slides, we can clearly understand that there is this excess choice on the market, and on the other side, there is this overselling and overmarketing from B2B vendors, which doesn't really work, and it results in confusion and distrust from customers. And that's why we also believe this. We need to consider this zero moment of truth as an important part of our marketing and selling strategy. So with this, we definitely need to build trust between us and between customer. And one of the ways how you can do this is by collecting reviews. And that's why I wanted to share with you what we have actually learned by collecting reviews so far. So firstly, you should definitely find the most suitable directories for you. So I recommend you the following directories, which works the best for us in terms of acquisition of the new leads. However, it is important to know that in some of them, we use also the pay-per-click campaigns. But I can definitely recommend you G2 Crowd, Capterra, GetApp, Finances Online, Trustpilot, or SourceForge. And if you don't really know where to start, because there are so many directories or websites which enables you to collect reviews, and you are really not sure where to start, you can easily go to Google search, type your tool name, plus keyword reviews, and you will see which directories are ranking the highest, and there are the places you should definitely be listed, and you should definitely also collect reviews there. And I have also one extra tip for you. So if your SaaS solution integrates, if your so if your SaaS tool actually integrates with some other SaaS tool, and this tool has actually its own marketplace, you should definitely try to be listed on this marketplace and also collect reviews on this marketplace, because when you are over there and you have a lot of reviews, you can present your brand and your tool in front of the very hot leads searching for very specific solution. So as we regularly collect reviews, for instance, on Pipedrive or HubSpot Marketplace, we have a pretty position there. And this reflects, of course, in good leads coming from this platforms. Okay, second step is to collect reviews wisely. One of the ways to collect reviews wisely is definitely to use different tools, which helps you work much more efficiently. So for instance, we are using for this tool called Clenty. With this tool, we can, of course, personalize emails we are sending to our customers. And also the important feature of this tool is that you can set up automatic follow-ups with your customers. So you can set up, I don't know, 2 or 3 follow-ups, as many as you wish. And another tip from my side is that you should definitely incentivize your customers for giving you reviews, but you should always write there that you will give them this coupons or whatever you will provide them, either for bad or good reviews. This is very important. Okay, and another way how we collect reviews is through our own solution, CloudTalk. When we need to firstly call to our customers to leave us review, our sales representatives will filter a specific group of clients in our CRM system, and with a single click they will place the whole list of customers into our phone app. And thanks to a feature like Smart Dialer, there is no need to manually type each phone number into the phone and dial customer after customer. This feature will do this automatically for you. So this is also a useful feature, how to collect reviews. So the third step, how to leverage, how to connect it to reviews, is leveraging your reviews. So when you have already collected a certain number of reviews in different directories, and if they are good, of course, you will be probably awarded by different badges, or you will be listed in different reports. And you can use all these badges or these reports to build your credibility. And you can place these badges, for instance, in your website. For instance, you can put it into your homepage, or you can put it into your trial landing page, or we even created a separate page for our awards, as you can see here. Then you can also use it for your social media as a post, or as the cover pictures for your employees. And you can also use it for the email signatures. And if you will find out that there are some customers which really love your product so much, you can go even further, and you can ask them to help you with the case studies, with the customer stories, or they can even record video for you. And last but not least, reply to your reviews and analyze them. So whether your customers left you a positive or negative review, you should definitely take time and reply to these reviews to show that you really care about what they think. And moreover, reviews can be a great source of learning for you and for your team, because if you start analyze your reviews, you can actually find out what are the strengths and weaknesses of your product. And yeah, if you want to go even further, you can do or you can analyze also the reviews of your competitors. So you will also find out what are, for instance, their weaknesses, and so your sales representatives can use this later on in their page. So this was everything from my side, and if you have any question, feel free to ask.
Thank you very much for that. That was very helpful. There are no questions in the chat, but I have a few questions that may inspire others to maybe shoot some questions as well. So I was wondering about that initiative with sending Amazon gift cards. How successful was it for you? How many reviews, like genuine reviews, you got from such activity? Because I have a few insights from other SaaS companies that they weren't really that happy with the reviews because they got reviews from people who weren't their clients, for example, and weren't planning on being their clients. So I'm just wondering how it worked for you. Have you convinced a lot of your current clients to leave you a review for $20 gift card?
Yeah, sure. I am not sure about the exact numbers, but I think it works really well for us. And for instance, what we are doing, we are always collecting reviews just from our real customers. So we are not sending these campaigns to our trial list or prospects. We are always just sending this to customers which are already using our tool for some time, that they can really show their opinion.
Right, and do you have anything like email campaigns to your clients without giving those Amazon gift cards out? Like, oh, thanks for being with us for a month or 2 or 5. Would you mind leaving us a review? Do you have something like that? Do you have any emails you're sending? When you're sending it, when you think SaaS companies should send it, like after a week, after a month, after a year? Do you have any plan for that?
So we are doing these campaigns, let's say every month, and we will always send it just to customers we didn't reach out before. We don't really have exact time when we are sending this, and yeah, we have template. You could saw it also in my presentation. So if you're curious, you can go and see it. And we are doing it in the way that we will send the first email and then we will send the second follow-up. So we are not doing, 3-4 follow-ups for this.
Right. Okay. I just have one more question. Just waiting. Maybe someone would like to shoot some more questions about the reviews, because I think, guys, honestly, getting 1,000 reviews for your SaaS is massive. So this is something really worth asking for. Okay. This is a question from Bo Pokstev from Contentino. Hi, Bo. Not sure if you asked, but how many leads you get from review sites percent-wise, comparing with the other lead sources? And you track trying to find out what you meant. Do you track it? That's okay. That's okay. Typos are fine. How you track it if you don't use a PPC? So how many? But I think that's the most important part of that question is how many leads you get from those review sites and how you track it.
Yeah. So I am not sure about this, but if these were girls from Contentino, I will check this for you and I will answer this.
You can also stay with us and just find out in a couple of minutes, couple of hours, and just write in the chat. I think we would all love to see the answer. I think that would be all very, very insightful. Just one more question from me, and I'm just letting you go because maybe you're tired of all these reviews questions. If you had to pick just one platform to gather all these reviews from, because you actually pointed out quite a few platforms, like you said, G2, GitHub, Trustpilot, and so on. If you only had to choose one of them for SaaS that's already starting, just now they just decided right now after your presentations, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna do with those reviews. So please tell us, which one would you recommend for SaaS that's just starting?
So for us, Capterra works pretty well, but I am not sure because we are combining it with PPC campaigns. So I think Capterra and G2 Crowd are definitely very important for every SaaS tool to be there, for sure. And I also really like that Capterra and also G2 Crowd, they are giving you these badges and you can place them into your website or socials and you will build your credibility with this. So this is very useful for every tool.
Right. Okay. Actually, we have more questions now. See, my strategy worked. Perfect. So Dan is asking, how do you compare costs on the main platforms? And there's Marcin asking as well, did you use any tool to automate the analysis of the review tests in the sense of text mining, etc.? So how do you analyze what's actually in the review? But Dan is asking about costs on the main platforms. Dan, could you please specify? Do you mean this review platforms? You mean all platforms?
Yeah. So we are not using any data mining tool for this so far, as I know.
You still have time to find out more and just come back to us with some more answers. I think that would be super helpful. So that's actually a very important question about this analyzing of the review text. Because if you have more than 1,000, how do you do it? So
far,
how do you analyze this?
Sorry. So far, we are trying mostly focus on the negative reviews, and if we can see what is wrong about our product, or there was something wrong with our customer service. So we are trying to solve this. So now mostly what we are actually analyzing are these negative reviews. So that's what I know, what we are, or the way how we analyze the reviews so far.
Right. Okay. So Dan actually specified what he meant. So how do you compare costs on G2, Trustpilot? Like which of those platforms is probably the most affordable for you to run this review campaigns for? Is it like G2 and Capterra, as you said, or is it like Trustpilot for some reason? Which one of those is cheaper also in terms of PPC?
In PPC, so we are running PPC campaigns only on Capterra and Get App, and we are not using PPC campaigns for G2 Crowd, and also not in Trustpilot. So I can't really answer these questions, but Capterra works well for us in terms of acquisition of new leads. And what I also know, we have we are paying some extra package in Trustpilot, but this is just helping us with collecting reviews. And there are some extra features they will provide you for this fee.
All right. Okay. Agnieszka is asking, how do you get customers to write a review? How do you make customers actually? How do you make customers actually leave you a review? What are you doing? What magic are you doing?
So as I mentioned, we will write them these emails, and we are trying to incentivize them. Actually, this process is quite tough because there is a lot of stuff around it. But I think it's very helpful when you provide something for writing them the review, because everyone is busy right now, and if you will provide them something for writing your review, I think you will definitely succeed with it.
Okay, but you said about this Amazon gift cards. Is there anything else you're providing? Do you provide any discounts, any like special deal for that 3 month, 3 week, some extra features? Is there anything else, or just Amazon gift cards?
We are offering especially Amazon gift cards, and if there are some customers, they prefer some discounts from our product, we will give them discount, or they will ask for extra credit for calling. So we will provide them this kind of benefit.
Right. Okay. What's the ratio of negative reviews for your company? How many negative? Because you said you're focusing on those negative reviews. How many? Let's say percentage of those negative reviews you get. Is it 10% of negative reviews out of all of them? 20, or is it now 75 for some reason? Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Again, I don't know exact number, but I think it's around, let's say, 1 to 5%. And always when we are getting these negative reviews, we try to react really, really fast. As I told you in the presentation, it is very important to reply and also provide them some email where they can get in touch with you and try to communicate with this customer what was the problem, and then solve it in the company or in the specific department.
Okay, guys, it's like I can see a lot of questions actually flying in, even on my DMs. Some people are just sending me some questions to you, Kristina, in DM. So I think, well, if I had to answer them all now, we wouldn't have time. So I think it's time for you, Kristina, to just turn your presenter mode off. Thank you very much for the presentation. If you could just, if for some reason you could just get this more info for us and just share it in chat, that would be super helpful. Would be great to hear more because of this 1,000 reviews you got from more than 1,000 reviews you got from customers. So thank you very much. And it's a time for another woman coming, which makes me super happy. So another woman is, I really hope I'm gonna just pronounce it right, which is Natalia Kimlickova. I really hope that I've said it right. If not, please correct me. So Natalia is a product marketer in Contentino, and she's gonna tell us about this very important role of product marketers in SaaS companies. I'm not sure I'm that aware of that role for SaaS companies. So I'm very curious to listen to it. And I can see a huge Contentino crew in attendees list. So hi guys, good to see you here. What's up, Chris? No, Chris now. Okay, presenter mode off here. And now, Natalia, hope you're ready. Getting you on.
Hi everyone.
Yes.
Perfect pronunciation of my name. Well done.
Yeah, well, sorry, I was trying my best. I didn't know if it works like C in Poland.
Yeah,
would be like
I'm
yeah. You have way too many accents in Slovak with all these letters. Yeah, you think you know the language, or it's similar to Polish, and then you know it's not. So great to have you here today. I'm looking forward to your presentation. You ready? You want to start 2 minutes before? Should we chat? Are you ready for 5:06, or are you fine with starting
whatever
4:06?
you prefer. Whatever you prefer.
Brilliant. Okay, well, we can just start. So over to you. I'm just muting myself. I'm stopping the video, and let's get the ball rolling.
All right, so I'm gonna share my screen right now. Here we go. So hi everyone again. Today I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how important it is to let the product speak for itself, what role product marketing plays in it, and what were the outcomes this approach brought to our company. So what is Contentino? Who are we? For those who haven't heard about us yet, we are a social media management and collaboration tool that is basically helping agencies and brands with their content planning and approval processes. And of course, Contentino is us, this great team consisting of 17 members. So let's get started. I may start a bit unusually, but everyone knows TikToks here, right? And I am pretty sure that the majority of us this happened. We only needed one single mint, but ended with a full hand and TikToks just all over the place. Now, do you actually know that the box has been designed to distribute only one single mint? You just need to shake it upside down, open it, and there it is. A single mint is waiting for you in the box lid. Now, when I first heard about this, I was like, wow, that's such a cool hack. How come I didn't know about it before? Like, I would really appreciate not having TikToks all over my floor. So now let's leave TikToks with this idea in your head and move back to SaaS. So this is Contentino. If you land up here after signing up for the first time to our tool, would you know what to do with it? Well, don't worry, because actually 60% of our users had absolutely no clue how to use the product in the right way. As a matter of fact, half of them were not even able to add social media profile, and therefore were not able to recognize the value of the product. So the experience value of Contentino was really not the one that we promised in marketing communications. And as a result, we fought with a really huge churn and a low first week retention. So in the ideal scenario is to have a product that would be self-explanatory, right? But we are not in the ideal world, and I think you all know how difficult it is to get there, sometimes even impossible. So that's why we decided product marketing needs to step in and try to clean this mess a little bit. So we started with two main goals in our head, which was shrink time to value, which basically means that we're trying to get the user to discover the value of our product in the quickest way. And then the increase of retention rate of our newly acquired users. Now, all the onboarding emails, tutorials, and invitations for demos were not really helpful here. Actually, we noticed that more and more people are less willing to speak to our customer support. This all is actually supporting the findings of a study made by Forrester, which says that B2B buyers especially want to self-educate about the product, and they are less keen to speak to your sales representatives. So by having this all in our mind, we decided to create our first in-app onboarding. This, thanks to which we would be able to actually let the user to discover the value of Contentino on his own in much quicker and easier way. So before we were able to do any of this, we really all had to take a big, huge step back and rethink and identify our activation points. Now, what are the activation points? Many of you maybe know them also as the aha moments of your product, and those are really the key features and actions we want the users to make in order to make them discover the core value of our product. So in a case of Contentino, it was, of course, adding social media profile, creating your first post, and then scheduling it. It's really advised when you're doing your first in-app onboarding to just pick up 2 up to 3 key features to really not overwhelm at the beginning the user with all your functionalities. And afterwards, when you have your activation points, it's really easy to identify the ideal user path and lead your users throughout the way to become activated in your product. So now when we have all these activation points set up, we are ready to create our first in-app onboarding with the help of a great tool, which is called User Pilot. And this is how Contentino looks like after applying our onboarding process. So there is a welcome message saying you hi and providing you with the most important information regarding the trial. Also, we put a picture of Hannah, our head of customer success, which made all this message a little bit more personal. So would you click on Let's Start button? Actually, 98% of our users are doing so, and they are willing to continue with our onboarding process. So after users click on Let's Start button, they are being navigated to the most important activation point, which is in our case, adding social media profile. It's really, really important for us that users will do this action so they can try all the other functionalities of Contentino and basically find the core value of our tool. Now, to guide our users through all the activation points, we decided to go for interactive walkthroughs rather than product tours. So what are product tours and why not? You may know product tours as these messages inside the app, with usually consisting, they have this next button and they are showing you all around the tool. And that's basically the issue, that they have too much text, too much information, and just basically showing you too much too soon. which eventually leads to exiting the tool because they are too bored and you just don't have time and energy to read all these messages in all these apps. So interactive walkthroughs, on the other hand, are nudging the user to take the action. So they are really really nudging the user to try the product straight away. And that's actually what we want them to do now. So we used a mix of driven actions and tooltips that are actually pointing the users to the right element in our tool and are making him and are nudging him to take the action that we want them to make. Also, we implemented a checklist into our tool that contains all the most important activation points and aha moments, and basically is guiding the user through the ideal user journey. So when users click on one of these activation points, they will trigger an interactive walkthrough that would lead them through all the points until its completion. Once they completed it, it will get crossed in a checklist and appear in the progression bar. The whole idea about checklist and progression bar is really a bit psychological, as it's nudging the user to engage with all our activation points and is guiding him through all the journey and helps him to actually visualize the progress that he's making in Contentino. Now, I really recommend to make the whole onboarding process a little bit more fun, to really keep the user interested in the product and engaged with us. So for this, we use a very, very simple gamification. So we are sending this, I can say funny, funny messages where we can see already Hanka that is, we can see Hanka that is celebrating the completion of one of the most important activation points, and again is leading the user to another aha moment. As well, anytime the user gets stuck in a checklist, we send him a message saying, here's a gift if you complete all the points and become our activated user. So yeah, these are some of our best hacks for onboarding processes. But what results they actually brought to Contentino. So this is an analysis of new users' path made in a tool called Heap. And we can really see that our users didn't really have a coherent path of moving in a tool. So they were just clicking around, trying different things. And actually they were only able to add social media profile in a step 4, and only like 9% of them, which was very, very little. This is the analysis after we implemented user onboarding. And we can see that the majority of our users were actually following the experiences and checklist set up in user pilot. So if we now hide all these events sent by user pilot to Heap, we can find out that half of the users were actually able to add social media profiles and complete the most important activation point already in a step 2. So this was a huge, huge improvement for us. And as well, we were able to increase new user activation by 10% already in the first month. And this number is really still growing. So the rule of thumb is, however, always to optimize, and experiment. So it really took us around 6 runs of optimization to come up with the most optimal and engaging onboarding process, but we are still not done. This journey is never ending. So right now, if you sign up to Contentino, you would really not see almost anything from the onboarding process that I just shown, because we are again trying a new experiment. However, these are some of our most successful optimizations. So we always A/B testing all our copies. And we found out that less is always more, because people don't want to read and they just won't read. So really keeping all the messages very simple and to the point is what's paying off, and it's what makes the user really engage with us. Here we can see another experiment which was very successful. And in this experiment, we just really inserted another point into the checklist, which would be already crossed for new users. And that resulted in this. Actually, the engagement with the checklist arose by 31% up to 100. So this was very, very mind-blowing for us. We didn't really think that such a small thing could lead to such a huge result. Now, of course, the most important thing is to have all these optimizations and experiments backed up with real-time data. So for this in Contentino, we use a heap in which we are able to create these beautiful users paths and measure the, for example, product adoption. Also, we really like to use Hotjar, where you are able to set up screen recordings and heat maps. And I personally really like to use it when we launch something new or when we're starting with some new experiment. So you're really able to see how are the users engaging with it, and if there are any frictions that you just didn't discover yet. As I mentioned a few times, we are using User Pilot for navigating the user in our tool. But of course, these are only the tools that we are using, but there are so many other tools and alternatives to these ones on the market. So however, I really think that the most important thing for putting the product in front is actually the cooperation between all the departments in Contentino. So it's really beneficial to have this qualitative data that customer success and sales departments hold, as well as the quantitative ones and the UX knowledge from product up to the lead gen and communication strategies from marketing. So I really like to think about product marketing as a glue between all of these departments that is making sure they're all aligned with the same goal, and is using basically their insights and knowledge in order to create new experiments, new hypotheses, and actions that would drive the usage of a product. So thanks to this approach, we are actually able to develop new features and updates in a much more successful way. So for example, this is our wholly new dashboard where new users are going to start their journey. And I really believe that it was the cooperation of all the departments and all their insights that allowed us to create a module that would bring the core value of Contentino much more straightforwardly and clearly to our users. Now, I talked a lot about onboarding processes, but is product marketing ending here? Definitely no. I think we are all quite familiar with this SaaS funnel, and I would like you to think where product marketing is applying here. So I give you a second. So we definitely start with acquisition, where we talked a lot about onboarding and aha moments that would eventually lead the user to become activated in our product. Here, the role of product marketing is really to make the user adapt our product by showing him our secondary features and eventually leading him to payment. Now, product marketing is definitely not ending with the conversion of trialists to paid users. And here's the time when tertiary onboarding comes to place and is trying to lead the user to become a pro, a power user, really a power pro user in our product. So once the user becomes a power one, our role is to keep the relationship with him through the product by delighting with product updates, by providing early access to feature releases, and so on. And now we came to the ultimate goal of product marketing, which is making a user an advocate of our product, an advocate that would eventually bring new leads back to our SaaS funnel. So yes, product and product marketing is really applying to every each stage of a SaaS funnel, or better say a flywheel, which is really driven by product in every stage of user journey. So what I'm talking here about is really a product-led growth strategy in which product sells itself. So now, what are the key takeaways I would like you to take from this presentation? We are definitely moving from a sales era to product-led one, in which product is the driving force for new leads acquisition and users retention. Product marketing plays a very significant role in this whole process, and implementing actually this role to a company can be very, very beneficial. Now, stepping stone for each product marketing activity is the identification of your activation point and identifying the ideal user journey, which will actually help you to lead users to discover the value of your product on their own through activities like onboarding processes, interactive walkthroughs, and so on. And of course, the rule of thumb is always optimize, experiment, and analyze, because this process is really a never-ending educational spiral. So please don't be afraid to let the product speak for you, and don't be afraid to let product marketing show your users how to use the product correctly, so you won't end up like tic-tac box that everyone is just using in a wrong way. So thank you very much for your attention, and I think now it's time for questions. Don't be afraid to hit me via email and LinkedIn anytime.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Well, I have so many questions, but I'm still like, I'm just getting my jaw out of my floor after this tic-tac trick, because I think like I will never look at tic-tacs same way as before. But we have a few questions. I have a few questions afterwards if we still have time. This first is a kind of suggestion. I think the text in bubbles in the onboarding should be short and meaningful. No walls of text there. I think we can like both agree that it's not the best idea to just put a lot of text in your bubbles, because it's not gonna be visible. Then we have actually a question about your pricing, but we just keep it in there for the end if we won't have any more questions. Martin is asking, do you have any recommendations regarding the tools for interactive walkthrough?
So as I said, we're using UserPilot, which is really working pretty well for us. But I know about other tools as there's AppQs, Chameleon, and there are actually many on the market.
Yeah, but you use UserPilot, and you're happy with that?
Yeah, and we're very happy with it. So I can really recommend.
Okay, we just hope you're not paid for them now for this advert. Okay, another question from Martin is, did you experiment with gamification features that would encourage and reward users for taking actions that would bring you new leads?
As I said, right now we're doing really just a basic gamification. So not using really rewards right now, but it's definitely a thing to try in the future. And I really recommend to try it and A/B test it if it's worth it for you.
Oh, I have actually my own question that's quite connected to this one. What's the premium gift they get when they get through all this?
It's a premium feature. It's a premium feature that they don't actually have to pay.
All right. Okay.
For it. Yeah.
Okay.
Usually they would get it just for 10 days for free, and if they finish it all, they would get it for a whole month. So for the whole trial. This
makes sense. Then it's a question from Ruman. Hannah, did you try to force people to insert their credit card in order to get free trial? If yes, was the new approach much more better, where you don't need to put the card in? So it's about different stages in onboarding, I reckon. So it's about asking about this credit card while signing up, or are you doing this? What's your experience?
So no, we are not asking that during the onboarding process. So what I really do with the onboarding process is just I lead them through the activation points, through the features, but the fact of payment is really what our customer support and sales department holds. So yeah, no, we not really apply onboarding for this.
Yeah, okay, so anyone can sign up. They don't have to provide with their credit card details, and they just get this onboarding straight away.
Yeah.
My question about the onboarding would be, have you tried to activate those customers who kind of dropped in the past? Just have you messaged them just saying, oh, give us another go, we have this amazing onboarding? Have you done something like that?
I wouldn't really say that we have this amazing onboarding and stuff. We have a kind of a whole series of onboarding emails also that we are sending in each of the stage. So anytime the user won't do any of the events or as well drops after some time, we nudge them with the email. We're trying to nudge them with the email.
Do you have any data on that, how successful it is?
Can't really say. I don't have them in my mind, but if anyone is interested, you can just write me a message and I'll try to get them for you.
Sure. There's one more question from Andrzej. It's not a question about main topic, but always interesting for me. I saw your pricing and inverted pricing. Can you share your experience, how it's changed conversion on pricing page?
So he has seen the new pricing and the old pricing. It's quite a new thing, so I don't think I can say about new results right now. I think that's something we're gonna just be talking about on the next monthly report. So actually, me personally, I'm very keen to know what are the results.
Okay, so we just have to invite you to another SaaStock so you can share those results. So you can know guys now who to expect to speak on next SaaStock. I really hope it's gonna be in person. Yeah, guys, do you have any more questions? Is that all? Because there's like one more thing. I think I've read it all out loud. I think we're gonna have a fight, Natalia, because you said on your presentation that you're using Heap and you use Hotjar, and our next speaker is one of the best alternatives to them. So I wouldn't like to be in your shoes now. But yeah, just obviously just stay with us and just listen more, guys. If you have some more questions to Natalia, I believe she will be available in the chat for a while more, or available through the email. Thank you for the presentation. It was super insightful. Very good to see that. And guys, still answer. Still ask your questions if you have any. And I'm just gonna check if we have. Well, do we have others? Another unread message? Is it another one? No, it's just Gap. Sorry, just Gap. SaaStock Gap. So I'm taking off Natalia from being a presenter now, and just checking if we have our next speaker already here. Yeah, Petr is here. So now we're gonna listen to a presentation of Petr Janosik. So what you have to know about Petr, he's a CEO of SmartLook and SmartUp, and those two apps combined now generate a turnover of almost $4 million. So I think this is quite impressive, and I'm looking forward to listen to some insight, and as he titled this in the presentation, some beginnings of navigating the building of SaaS, of global SaaS. So Petr, I'm just giving you present mode. Let me know if it works, please. Should be working now. Audio, video, just audio. We can't hear you.
Okay.
Oh, hello, hi, how are you doing?
I am fine. Thank you for inviting.
Thank you for joining us. Hope you're ready to go. And I've seen a Petr presentation. It's really good. So yes, I'm looking. No pressure though. So looking forward to seeing it presenting in front of our audience. Over to you.
All right. Thank you. I will share my screen. All right. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm here today to show you how I navigated two global B2B SaaS companies into profitability, and I was doubling our revenue. As was said, my name is Petr Janosik, and I am founder and CEO at smartlook.com and ex-CEO at smartsub.com. My background is in information technology, and I have built already 2 profitable SaaS companies in a row as a CEO. These 2 companies together, they have over 4 million in ARR. Let me just quickly introduce you these 2 products because I will use it in my presentation as an example. So SmartSub is a live chat for your website, which you can use for communication for your customers. And SmartLook is an analytical solution for analyzing your user behavior on your websites and also on mobile apps. Last year, we were recognized as a 24th fastest growing company in Central Europe, and this recognition was done by Deloitte. But why am I talking about these 2 companies? Plans to be CEO in both, and as you can see, numbers below the logos, the speed of growth was completely different in these 2 companies. As you can see, SmartSub was founded in 2013, and just 3 years later, in 2016, we decided to launch SmartLook. And in SmartSub, 100,000 signups took us over 3.5 years, compared to SmartLook, where we had the same amount of signups just after 10 months. And the same it was with the revenue. After 1 year, we have just $26,000 in ARR, compared to SmartLook, where we have, after 1 year, over $500,000 in annual run rate. So what we did differently? This is probably the most important question. In 2016, I was inspired by Bill Gross. He had great TED talk where he was talking about single biggest reason why startups succeed. He chose 5 aspects which somehow can impact or can have big impact on your success. He thinks that one of this impact can be, or one of these aspects can be an idea, or that you have great team, or that you have ideal business model, or that you have enough money, or you have just ideal timing. The result of his research was that the timing is the most important aspect of your success. And I realized that he had true. Because in 2013, when we launched SmartSub, our first startup, we had great timing, but we don't have a team, and we have very bad business model, and we have no funding. And because we have just good time, we have just good timing, but rest of the aspects was missing. After 3 years, in 2016, I realized that we lost our timing because we don't have the rest of the aspects we needed. That was one of the main reasons why I decided to launch new startup in 2016, which I called SmartLook, because I realized that in 2016 it was great timing to launch a tool for analyzing user behavior, because there was a lot of new technology which we could use. We already have team for our previous startup. We have great idea, and we decided to fundraise money, and we did it. So we have some money for start. And the last part what was missing was only to improve our business model, to do not repeat mistakes we did in 2013 with our first startup. And this is what I want to talk about. What we did differently in our business model. One of the main difference was that we decided in SmartLook in 2016, we decided to do not launch any payment gateway, or we decided to do not spend any time with that. Not only payment gateways, but only all the invoicing system, all the processes you need to have for refunding money and stuff like that. Because timing is very important, so we are focusing only on developing our product, which is the most important part in the beginning. And because the product was for free for 10 months, it also generated a lot of love brand from our customers. because as you can imagine, every startup or every product has a lot of bugs in the beginning. And we had it in SmartSub and also in SmartLook. And difference is that when you have bugs in your product and you pay for it, you are upset, you are angry, your customers are angry, they want to money back. And it was good, and it generated not good like energy to your team. But if your product is for free and there are bugs, customers are not upset. They kept fingers crossed for you because they want you to fix these bugs as fast as possible. And the energy from the customers was completely different. And it really helped us to work even harder. And what was strange, that even if it was out of the beta and our customers wrote us that it really helped them to improve their conversions and user behavior on your websites, they wanted to send us money. So we decided that we will implement donate PayPal button. And we told to customers that if they send us money, we will invest this money as effective as we can. So we decided, because we get a lot of money from donates, we decided to buy beers. And after that, we share it on our social networks, and it even more supports our brand. And this is what happened. After 3 months, we have almost 18,000 signups in SmartLook, and after 10 months, we have almost 100,000 signups. Here I want to tell you something about where we get our first free users from free channels. We were using a lot of free channels like Quora, G2Crowd, Alternative 2, and other comparison software websites like Captera and so on. But also because we were able to find any blog post where was something about our product or about our market. And because you as a founder or CEO, you usually know the market the best. So we were able to find mistakes on this blog post. These mistakes can be something like that some competitors already doesn't exist, or there was some mistakes in pricing because companies are changing their prices quite often. So we were able to help to improve this blog post, and we write to the writers that they could change it or improve it, and also that they could mention our product in their blog posts. And we already have affiliate program, so they could earn some money from it. And after a couple of months, we have everywhere on every blog post writing about our market or about competitors, and it generated so many referral and organic leads to our websites that even if we stop paying for performance channels, we still had thousands of signups every month for free. Here is an example how I post on Quora in the beginnings. Again, because you as a founder usually know the best, you know everything about your competitors, you know everything about your market. So if there is a question related to your market or your product, you can create the best answer, and you can add there many links. You can link there your competitors, and because you add there many links, your post was usually higher than another posts. And also because we have many free users, and after 10 months we decided to launch our first pricing. So we use these free users and we offer them premium package if they give us a review on G2Crowd. So we gave them a premium package for 1 month for free if they give us a review. And we have many free users, so we use them for generating reviews. And if you have more reviews on G2, you are more visible. And even now, it's still bringing us a lot of qualified leads. But how to keep growing your business or your startup? That was the question for us. After a couple of months, we released our first pricing because we had the same problem as probably every startup has, and this is the churn. We realized that we have a churn, and there was 2 reasons why we had this churn. First was that we targeted very small companies in the beginning. And the second, that these 2 companies, they don't have dedicated people who can analyze user behavior in long term. It means that they don't have in their team, they don't have marketers, UX designers, or product managers. And once we realized that, we decided that we need to go up market. It means that we had to change our business model. Even if it was great in the beginning, that we gained a lot of user base and it helped us to grow fast, even in revenue. We had to change our business model after 1.5 years, and we decided to go up market. It means that we decided to target bigger companies and enterprises, but it also brings a lot of problems or things we had to change. Here is the list of the most important I choose. One of the problems was that in the beginning, we had very playful communication and very playful design or logo. Here is an example how it looked in 2016 and what we had to change or how we changed our logo, because in 2016 we were really playful, everything was playful in communication, and then we had to look more professional. So we had to change everything around design and communication. We had to redefine our ideal target customer. We had to change marketing targeting, because after we changed product communication, some of our channels we used before, they didn't work anymore. We had to change our pricing and prepare it for bigger companies. Here is what happened. Once we launched our new package dedicated for bigger companies, this is the orange line, where you can see that we launched it like in 2018, and the blue line shows our initial package, which is called starter package, and this is the revenue we are generating from these two packages. So here you can see in 2017 we launched our first package. It grows quite well because we have a huge user base which we could monetize. But then we realized there is a churn, so there started to be a flat in growth. But we already knew that because we get a lot of feedback from customers who churn. So we were ready for that, and we were flexible, that we improve our business model, implemented a new power package dedicated for bigger companies. And in 1 year after we released new package, we started to generate more revenue from new package than from our initial package. And now you can see that the changing our strategy and decided to go up market help us to grow, and it's still growing much faster than our initial idea we had with our initial package. We had to also prepare our product for bigger companies. It means that we have to prepare different roles for different like team members from our users, which they can have in their team. We had to prepare different access to the product, different workflows. Then we had to prepare everything about security certification. We had to do penetration test, which was quite often requested from bigger companies. So our product also changed. It's a completely different product what we had in 2016 and now. And also, last thing, but not least, we had to build completely new department in our company, which was sales department. In the beginning, when we were selling product for $20 per month, it doesn't make sense to have sales department. But now we are selling our product for hundreds and thousands of dollars per month, and it already makes sense to have internal sales team. But also we had to prepare our company for longer sales cycle. And the result of that was that we reduced our customer base growth, but we increased our ARPA 3 times, and our customer lifetime, we increased it by 7.5 times. And the most important part was that we increased our MRR growth, we almost doubled our MRR growth year over year. So just summarize that. In 2016, we have great timing because there was a lot of new technology which we could use for analyzing user behavior. And we already had great team from our previous project. We had good idea with great approach how to build new analytical tool. And we decided to fundraise money, and we did it. And last part, what we had to solve was to create great business model. And in the beginning, it was important that we gain a lot of user base, which we could monetize. And then we were able It was very important that we were able to and flexible to change our business model during the time, and altogether it helped us to doubling our revenue in SmartLook, and now I believe that it can help us to build #1 analytical solution on the market. Thank you for listening. You can contact me if you have any question on my email here.
Not sure we can see your email unless you're typing it in. Okay, that's the email. Thank you very much for the presentation. Very, very insightful, very, very good insight as well on like going up for market if someone's hesitating about that for now. We have a question from Martin. How did you recover with your pricing from the initial offering for free? Wasn't it setting a very low price point, customer expectation, that could be very hard to recover from later when you want to start charging?
Yeah, so means that like how we like if there was any problem, if customers like had to pay for the product even if it was for free for a long time.
Yeah, why was it? What was the?
Yeah, it's a very typical question I usually get, and the customers who, because it is B2B business, so customers, they expected that it has to be like we had to launch pricing in some time. So they expected it, and before I launch pricing, I choose like 100 customers, and I send them an offer that we will launch our pricing soon, and I send them some price, and then I choose another customers, like another 100 customers, and choose them much higher price. And I get feedback on these prices. So I decided to launch it for just, I think it was $20 or something like that in the beginning. So it was quite cheap. And customers were not angry or upset. It was really cheap, and they were surprised that it's so cheap. They expected it will be much more expensive.
And that's actually a question for me. Do you change your pricing like on a regular basis? When's the last time you changed? Because I can see still that you still have a free free version, isn't it? And how many people are signed up for the free one? Are they easy to upsell to? Just maybe some of those insights.
Yeah, like in the beginning, like in 2017, when we launched our first pricing, we kept it for a long time for $20. We were just monitoring what happened, what was the customer feedback, and then, like in 2018, when we realized that we need to go up market, then we were changing pricing almost every quarter. And we were trying to increase prices. We are trying to change the we are priced. It's based by number of sessions we can record per month, and so we were changing like these numbers, like how much session we can record for how much money, and slowly we increased our prices, and we kept our free package because we still have a lot of free users or a lot of small companies, because our marketing is still there. Like we are still on these blog posts and everywhere in these comparison sites where we had in the beginning, and it still brings us thousands of signups every month. But yeah, we are choosing just qualified leads for our sales team, and we are focusing more on these bigger companies, doing them some onboarding and training sessions. And for these small ones, we have automated onboarding, and they are self-service buyers. They can decide to buy whatever they want. And yeah, as the question was, if we are changing pricing in 2018, when we decided to change our business model, we had to change it quite often because we were looking for the best solution, for the best pricing. And now I think that the last change was like 1 year ago. Okay.
All right, that sounds interesting, because I think a lot of companies, and I'm gonna say this word for the second time this evening, is pandemic. Have you changed your pricing because of pandemic? Have you run some deals? How did it look in Smart Look? Well, maybe not. Well, maybe you've done nothing because you have this free package, but maybe you offered something else to your clients. That would be very interesting to hear.
Oh yeah, I think during March and April when it started, we offered something like we doubled number of sessions they can record for the same price. I think for 3 months or something like that. But now we don't have anything like that. We are now thinking about changing our pricing after 1 year because we want to make it even better for sales team to be more flexible. Now customers can just choose how many sessions they want to record and for how long they want to store the data. And we want to make it more flexible for sales team, so there will be more attribution they can choose. So we will change it to make it more flexible for the sales.
Okay, so Martin is also asking, was the experimental price final for the 100 customers, or did they get the price, for example, average, resulting from all your experiments?
Yeah, my experience, like I sent them like the first bunch of users which I tested was $20 per month, and the second was like 60 or something like that, so 3 times higher. And everyone told me like I would pay these customers who got an email about $20. They said like it's a great price, and customers who got tested for $60, they said it's quite expensive, but it was three years ago. So for them, the time it was quite expensive. They said like they are able to pay something around $20-30. So they wrote me the price they would pay. So that's why I decided for the lower price, and that's it. It was quite easy decision.
Yeah, and then they got it. They probably upgraded afterwards. So those clients who got this from you, they just like signed up for this $20-30 afterwards. They didn't have any problems with that.
Yeah, we kept prices for even if we increased or changed our pricing in the future. Our customers who already paid, they still have the old prices, so they're still paying for just $20 or something like that. If they want to upgrade to new package, then they need to pay more. Problem usually is that after 3 years there is such a big difference between our initial pricing and our current pricing that they don't want to upgrade. But yeah, it's just few customers who has problem with it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna always happen with SaaS companies. Guys, you still have time up for a few questions. I have one more question because you mentioned Quora and all these review sites. We had a presentation of review sites earlier this evening, but I wanted to just ask if you still invest in those channels. Do you invest in review sites and all this like blog posts and stuff? That the same things that actually brought you first clients. Are you still investing in them, or what are your channels of acquisition right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we investing in G2. We were there for free for 3 years, but now we paid. They have some campaigns we can buy. So it was quite expensive for us in the beginning, but now we bought it for this year, and we are still looking for backlinks in different blog posts, but on from different writers, because now we are competing with different tools. In the beginning, it was just Hotjar or CrazyX, some heatmap tool, or just session recording tools. Now we are competing with event tracking tools. So we just need to find different writers, different blog posts where we want to be. And yeah, we're still doing that because it's generating a lot of referral channels, referral traffic, and it's helping us to be more visible in organic traffic. And now if we write something about, for example, retention tables and something like that, then when you are trying to search it on Google, we are usually second or third position. So now it's helping us even to be visible. If we write something about something in analytical market, we are quite visible if someone looking for this keyword.
Okay, we have one more question from Andrzej. What kind of solution you are using to manage these legacy offers to your customers? Is it external tool like Stripe, Chargebee, Recurly, or internal solution?
What kind of tools we were using for what?
To manage these legacy offers of your customers think Andrzej would have to specify what he meant by legacy offers. Stripe, ChargePay, and Recovery sound like payment providers, or it's unread message. If someone's still paying 20, okay, yeah. If someone is still on this 20 package, or they still, they had to be upgraded.
I believe we still have someone paying for $20, but it will be some very small customers or customer which we are not focusing on them anymore. So they are still there. They are still there. But once we decided to go up market, we know that they will probably churn in the future, or it can be that there is someone still paying $20, but for a very small amount of session.
Yeah, but what are you using to manage them? Do you have a dedicated solution to manage those $20 people, or?
No, we are using the same payment gateway what others are using. Like we are using Braintree, and they are paying subscription through that payment gateway.
Right, so there's no any like dedicated solution you have only for those guys. I'm very curious how many guys actually is still paying $20 in like percentage. I don't know if you have this number, but that would be very interesting to see how many people stay for so long with your brand.
We have 2,000 paying customers. From these 2,000 paying customers, like 600 are on Power Package. So we can say, and you could see that Power Package is generating much more revenue than our initial starter package. So yeah, it's 600 power users generating much more revenue. Then we have 1,400 small customers, probably from the beginning. Not sure which one are from 2016 or 17, but we still have a lot of free, a lot of small customers paying a small amount of money. They are there, they are churning, they're reactivating, but we are focusing only on these power users, or we are building everything for them, because you saw the chart. It was visible that we have to focus on the power users.
I just got one more question that I actually got in a direct message. So someone doesn't really want to say that it's them. But yeah, so could you please tell us what are you doing in SmartLook to actually upgrade those people who pay nothing now? Are you doing any upselling or cross-selling, some special deals for them?
Yes, we are still like changing. If we change pricing, we usually change some upsells in the product. So we have still a lot of upsells in the product. The most important upsell is session recording limit. Once you reach number of sessions you can record per month, you need to upgrade, because we don't record anyone else. Once you reach the limit, or history, how long you want to store the data. So these are the most important upsells. But then we have some features just only for power users. So once you click on some specific feature, you will see upsell window, and then you can decide if you want to upgrade or not. So as I said, we have like still like 80% of our customers are self-service buyers. It means that they had to see some upsell window and then they decided to buy. So we are just improving these upsells, sometimes changing design, or we are showing them what they can get if they decide to buy paid package. But as I said, the most important upsell is the number of users we will analyze.
Sure. Okay, we have just like 2 more. So it seems like people just want to know everything from you now. You have to stay for, until midnight or something. So Roman's wondering how many contact center, I guess, hours extra is spent explaining those $20 customers why their prices are higher. I mean, if it's not actually 0. So I think he's just wondering how much more time I have to dedicate into those $20 customers, if I got this one right. How did you have to like explain those $20 customers why the prices are higher, or they were just like went quiet because they didn't want to pay more? Have you had anything with them, any issues?
Like we have, as I said, we have 2,000 paying customers, and together like we have 55,000 free users and 2,000 paying ones. And we have just 2 support people, 2 people in our support team. That's it. If we don't send any other extra cost for these free users. Sometimes they are asking some questions, but we have a lot of onboarding video materials, or a lot of we have our help section, and just 2 people can support 55,000 free users and 2,000 paying one.
Wow. Okay. Haven't expected that, I think. That's okay. Just really 2 more guys. If you will have more questions, you will have to probably ask them in DMs. Oh my God, everyone wants to know everything from you, as I said. So Seth is asking, how do you scale your SaaS? Facebook ads, Google ads. What's the average CPA? Sorry if that was already answered. So what channels you use?
Now, in the beginning, Facebook was one of the most important channel for us. Like we used it for 1.5 years, but then we had to change our business model. As I said, we decided to go up market, and then once we changed communication, prices, and product, Facebook marketing stopped working for us. So now we are not using Facebook anymore. We are using more, like we are investing more in software comparison sites like G2 Crowd. We spend some money on Product Hunt. We are investing a lot in AdWords. From what I remember, our customer acquisition cost was something like $250.
All right. Okay.
It's from whole like everything, like whole marketing team, all spending on marketing, and whole sales team divided by paying customers.
Okay, Anna is asking, what percentage of the people who were on free wanted to change for paid subscriptions when the options in the app were introduced?
How many percent? I'm not sure, but it's about something like 5-6%. Customers are upgrading to paid packages. It can be starter or power. I'm not sure the differences between these. I don't have breakdown in my mind, but it's around 5-6% is upgrading.
All right, that's the last question now. Philip is asking, how long can you sleep at night, considering you have that nice number of paying customers?
How long can
you sleep at night?
Definitely, it's not like we need to increase ARPA. We still need to increase ARPA, like average revenue per account, to be able to scale our sales department to different countries. So that's still a challenge for us. As I said, we still have a lot of small customers. We decided to go up market 2 years ago, but it's still a huge challenge before us, because we need to increase our prices or change pricing model somehow to be able for sales team be more flexible, to price it much higher, to increase our average revenue per account for bigger companies.
But so how long do you sleep at night?
I sleep quite well. 2,000 customers is not so like 2,000 is only for Smart Look. I'm not already CEO in a SmartSup. We did spin-off just 1 month ago. We were like one company with 2 products. We did spin-off 1 month ago. So I'm CEO only for Smart Look now. But in SmartSup, they have 6,000 paying customers, but much more lower our average revenue per account. They are still targeting very small companies in SmartSup. We decided to target big companies, so we don't need so many paying customers. We need bigger average revenue per account.
Brilliant. Okay, I think that's it now. Thank you very much for a very, very insightful presentation. That was really good, and also very insightful Q&A. Seems like people got a bit crazy with questions, which is amazing. Keep on going, guys. There are 2 more plus Nathan coming at 8 p.m. So please stay with us. I really hope Petr will stay with us as well. Thanks a lot. I'm just gonna take the presenter mode off from you now. Thank you very much. And now we're gonna just straight away, we're gonna go to another speaker, who is Maciej Biegajewski, and he's gonna presenter mode off, and he's gonna tell us a bit more about their AppSumo launch. But Maciej is a digital marketing manager at livewebinar.com. So this is a tool for video conferencing, as you may just guess. They've had quite a peak the last few months, and I really hope Maciej will share a few insights on that as well. But the main topic is AppSumo launch, and I know that quite a few of you may be interested in this topic. Hello, Maciej.
Yeah, hello everybody. Nice to see you. Can you hear me?
Nice. I think we can hear you. It's nothing new, this kind of tools for you, is it?
Yeah, that's right. Like, please don't tell to my bosses that
Whoopsie.
because that's right. We are developing the live webinar solution, which is a quite complex and really good high quality solution for webinars, online meetings, of course, this kind of events. But into that in my presentation. So before that, thanks a lot for the invitation, and many thanks for this insight from the previous presentation, because I found a lot of new